What is up, mathletes? Welcome back to another episode of Math with Dr. Math. And today we're going to be looking at the 30, 60, 90 triangle. All right. So first of all, when can you use this property? Well, it's kind of in the name, right? So these properties that we're going to see, we could use them whenever you have a triangle where the angles are 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees here. All right. So that's when you're going to be able to use these properties that we're going to look at. And they're not too bad. They're pretty easy to use. So we'll do 3 examples here, and then we'll send you off with one of your own. All right, so before we get started, do us a favor and smash that like button, and please subscribe, as it'll help our channel grow and reach a bigger audience. All right, so let's take a look here. So what we have here is, this is the way I like to set the scene. So wherever your 30-degree angle is, right across from it, right, that's gonna be our shortest side. And here we're just calling it X, right? So the shortest side is always directly across from the 30 degrees. Our longest side, all right, our longest side is gonna be our hypotenuse here. And our hypotenuse for a 30, 60, 90 triangle is always going to be twice the length of that shortest side. So that's an easy relationship to see here. And then the one that's going to take a little bit of work that you're going to see is this middle, all right, this middle side, which is always going to be directly across from 60 degrees. And the relationship is you take the smallest side and you multiply it by root 3, by the square root of 3. All right, so let's get some examples so we could see this relationship in action. And you're gonna see it's pretty easy. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and look at this example. So we have our 30, 60, 90 triangle here. And notice they give us one of the sides. So for this first example, they give us the shortest side. And that's usually the easiest case. So we'll start off with the easiest case, where they give you the shortest side and they tell us it's 3 units. All right, so what I like doing is doing things in terms of level of difficulty. Well, this one's pretty easy too, right? Because all I'm gonna do, if I know that shortest side is 3 units, then for my hypotenuse, which is directly across from my right angle, right, I'm gonna plug in the 3. So there I get that this hypotenuse is 6 units, all right? And now again, the one that takes a little bit of work, but it's not much work at all, is our side that's directly across from 60 degrees. So again, I know that X, right, is 3 units. So we said we're gonna take that shortest side and we're gonna multiply it by root 3. So now you have the distance of all 3 of those sides. All right, so there is our first example. All right, so example number 2 here. Notice now they don't give us the shortest side. We're going to be looking for that shortest side, and we're also going to be looking for our hypotenuse. So here they tell us that the side that's directly across from 60 degrees is 6 units long. All right, so it's going to be our goal. Let me copy this down. It's going to be our job to go ahead and solve for X. So this is where we need to recall some of our algebraic properties. So let's solve for X. So we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by the square root of 3. All right. And so we're left with X is equal to 6 over the square root of 3. But don't forget, in mathematics, we do not want a radical in our denominator. So you do not want this square root in the denominator, right? So what we're going to have to do is multiply both top and bottom by the square root of 3 so that we could rationalize the denominator, right? So let's go ahead, let me write it up here for us. So 6 divided by the square root of 3. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the square root of 3. And again, what this is going to do is this is going to rationalize our denominator. It's going to get rid of the radical in our denominator. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And we end up with 6 root 3 over 3, right? Because the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9, which equals 3. But here's what I tell my students. Whenever these are the same, right, we just go ahead and whatever that number was, boom, we put it right there. Plain and simple. All right. we always want to check, can we reduce this? All right, so 6 divided by 3, we could reduce that. So we'll divide both of those by 3. So we end up with 2 square root of 3. So there is our value of x. So wherever we see x now, we could go ahead and plug in 2 root 3. So let's go ahead and do that so we can find the other sides. All right, so this one's, again, nice and easy because I already know now that x equals 2 root 3. And here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply 2 times x, which we now know is 2 root 3. So 2 times 2, so we end up with 4 root 3. And now we have the distance, right, the length of each one of those sides. Not too bad, right? Let's go ahead, let's do another one. All right, so this time they're starting us off with the hypotenuse, and they tell us the hypotenuse is 10. So we see our equation is set up for us. So we have 2x equals 10. So this one's actually easier than the last one. Let's go ahead and divide both sides by 2, and you're left with x equals 5. So now, wherever we see x, we could go ahead and plug in that value of 5. So our shortest side is 5 units long. Our longest side they gave us is 10 units. And this side that's opposite of 60 degrees is going to be 5 root 3 units long. Right? Not too bad. So whenever you see a problem talking about the 30, 60, 90 triangle, this is what you want to do, right? And again, this triangle is going to appear so much in trigonometry and calculus courses, and you're going to be using this idea over and over and over again. So again, make sure you understand it. And to help you out, we have a problem to send you on your way with. So it's your turn. So go ahead, based on what we just discussed, go ahead and solve for r and t, and look at what they give us. They tell us the side opposite of 60 degrees is 5 units long. So with that said, go ahead and find r and t, and let us know down below in terms of what you got. All right, folks, so again, if this was helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.